Hello, y'all. This is Rochelle Moretta Brooks. It is like 3 something in the morning. And the Syracuse City Police were at it again. They were, so far that I could see, have been 4 officers, 2 cop cars, SUV style. One of the officers, or who knows how many, were at the door. My little dog woke up, and the officer that I have a problem with, Officer Duvall, the other officers who have killed people, Officer Cristal, Officer Lydica, Matthew Lydica. I don't know about those 2, but I know 4 of them that identify or came forward today. Well, I was like right here recording, and the cop car was just sitting there with, the door shut, just sitting there. Now, I have now a medical device to, like I did before, to make sure I'm safe, because let's say if I call 911 and they don't come again, but they know I'm home, nothing's going to stop them from still breaking in. When I called them in September because a relative of mine was breaking in because she was moving out, I was moving in, and she just thought she was going to have some power over me. And that's not how it was going to go. I'm going to forever remain free. I'm on my YouTube now, guys. That's what you hear me talking to, updating them. I'm on live on Facebook and YouTube, because they may call my other phone and it may get stopped because the sergeant is supposed to call me. Now, 4 male officers, 1 Officer Duvall, ran to the car. Okay, you see his big butt run into the car right here. He gets in right here, and then he moves over. So then the other white officer that comes, 3 of them start coming. Now, we didn't call. My medical alert thing did not. They told her, the woman, to tell me to call 911. And then they're telling me while I'm on the phone, letting the medical alert woman listen in. She said she'll stay on the phone, but I guess somebody must have told her to get off the damn phone or something, because she got off real abruptly, telling me. But she did let me report what happened to me, so that was good. But telling her what all happened. She listened. I get on the phone with 911, and they're telling me, the operator telling me, that there was a call made at the house. How? How was a 911 call made from this house? Thank you for telling me your, what you guys are doing. Okay. I have a no trespassing sign on my property. Syracuse City Police have no authority to come to my house. So basically, me calling 911 and for them to send me the officers that's trying to kill me doesn't make any sense. So what call could have been made 3 in the morning or 2 in the morning, whatever time the alleged call was made? So they're now going to falsify a call. So I asked her what was the report number that I made today. She gave it to me. So I said, what call could have been made at this house? Okay. So now we have a riddle that needs to be solved, because the 911 operator, I believe her name was Valerie. She didn't give me, I think she gave me, I did ask for her ID number, and she did give it to me. So what I'm trying to convey is that when you start getting your cases brought forward, especially at the Common Council or the LEMO division, they're supposed to give you victim services and relocate you for your safety, or at least have some security here for your safety. Because these people that you guys and everybody is paying taxes for, and we thought it was a good idea to hire police officers and sheriffs and stuff, it's not a good idea. Okay? These are the same Syracuse police that sexually assaulted me in their prison, tried to drug me, kidnapped my kids, allowed my kids to be hurt. Okay? Trafficked my kids to Yonkers, New York, Oklahoma, and God knows where else, right? So now I'm worried about my safety. I'm worried about my kids' safety. I love my daughters and my son. Yesterday was my son's birthday. So this is the timing of this. Like when they came at me again, it's almost the anniversary. It's past the 13th. The 13th of June was when Officer Duvall, which can be seen running to his cop car. Okay. So what they're doing is trying to get in through, I guess, the side door here, right? So, or the back, who knows? Because there's a lot of doors in this house. A few weeks ago, last month, I believe, the officers again try to hire some kids to kind of like scope out the house, because they want to know the layout on how, like, a weak point or a soft spot to come in without a warrant and break in, and then say somebody called them. You know, when officers and dispatchers say something, they have to prove what they're saying, okay? So now I got to call the police or make a complaint, a criminal complaint against 911 operator. You're literally up 3-something in the morning conspiring with Syracuse City Police on how to sit here and murder a 2024 candidate, right? For presidency. I'm up here minding my business, trying to get on with life. And, okay, so I'm up here and I'm already a candidate for New York State Senate, all right? So they're up here messing with candidates and stuff and just regular nationals minding their business, trying to break in. Nobody called 911, okay? I called the medical because I'm going to definitely have a medical issue after this, okay? And the fact that these keep sending these men. So I feel sorry if these men are married and have kids, because if they go home after doing what they just tried to do, or if they're, what do you call it? They may be violent at home, is what I'm trying to say. They may be violent just in regular day-to-day life, just haven't been caught. And at this point, Syracuse City Police, every time you seem to bother this child here, that a divine spirit seems to have a protective surrounding. That may be your thing to say, you know, we're not gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we should leave this woman alone. I've had plenty of white people who pretended to be empowered that was just harassing me with my kids and all that, and then they lost. At some point, how many losses are you gonna take? Especially when you thought you got away with something. You know what I'm saying? When do you think you're gonna stop? You know what I'm saying? When are we gonna stop here? Okay? Sitting here minding my business, and they just chose today. I'm trying to figure out what was, you know, like the time couldn't be any better. There was a saying about, I just heard about, like when you're being visited by spirits or demons or something. I don't remember for sure, but I know it says the time usually when you are dealing with stuff, whether it be spiritual or whatever, it's usually at 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning, my dog is barking. I mean, this dog knows Officer Duvall said. The way her body pose was, I knew it was somebody familiar to us. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, was it my relative that was here harassing me? Who was it? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out who it was because they was at that door. So when I heard them get off my steps, then I got up to go ahead and try to see. And after all of that barking and stuff, they still were at my house. They were going to say F the dogs. They were still trying to break into my home despite the dogs being here. You know what I'm saying? So the other video that's live simultaneously right now is the Facebook. So I'm going to upload it when I get done because allegedly a supervisor is going to come. Okay. So now I got to file another complaint. The last month, okay, I have noticed, let's say the last 3 months, I have noticed, okay, Officer Duvall riding past right here, going to the park up here. And then he turns around when he sees me coming out the door. And then he just stood there one day. So I'm like, is he going to shoot me? It's going to be on the video. Okay. So that's what's been going on. A lot of harassment and deadly force, conspiracy, RICO, retaliation to the top, crime victim and witness retaliation. And this is why we need to police ourselves. You understand? Because the FBI is delaying, you know, and this is why my claims are the way they are, you know, because if the FBI decides not to do their job or delay doing their job, and then they even told me that the people that were investigating my kids' injuries and cases all of a sudden retired. Okay, so okay, you let them retire, no problem. You have hundreds and thousands of agents, even if you have to call from different states, which they do. They could have came and took care of the matter with my kids, especially said, when the hell was I going to get notified? I get notified by the other kidnapper, and he sounded like he was sad. So I'm just like, what? So I kept my composure. I didn't flip out, and I just let him talk. So I'm being told something happened to my children. They won't tell me what. They won't give me the records. But the FBI agency is telling me. Then when I moved in this house in June, they called me in August, the FBI, Agent John, telling me that they're going to go get my kids. March 17, 2022. or 20 or 21, I think it was 20, I was told that Agent Haley from the FBI told me that she was going to go get my kids. All they did was give me child support the following month, okay? Just like that. So what I'm trying to do is report what is happening. I'm telling the truth. I've never committed no crime. I was accused of educational neglect against my own children by people who harmed my kids, okay, on school property. And then they removed my children, my daughter, from school property without my consent or knowledge and just had her. So when I tell you guys to homeschool your children and keep your children in your bosom at all times, when you hear people saying, oh, I'll watch your baby. I've had men, a male that I knew from my youth, asking me on Facebook, oh, I heard that's messed up what happened. Oh, I'm so sorry. And then he said, can I watch your kids? And I'm like, what is he talking about? And I know he used to babysit. So I was like, yeah, I thought he was safe. This man was literally asking me after a while of him coming around and then we got into it because then he asked me again, but he asked me, he said, can I be left alone with your daughters? I said, why? And I'm just like talking about stuff, just talking. You know, it feels good talking to people sometimes because you're telling them what happened and you're catching them up. I haven't seen this man since I was a teenager. So I'm like, and I mean like 14, 15, something like that. So I'm just venting and telling him what's going on, catching him up. And he's all he's thinking about in his head, well, they did this to me. He's like, can I be left alone with your kids? And I said, what? And I said, what do you, okay. So then I had to sit up. I said, wait, okay, hold on. What do you need to be left alone with my kids? My kids are babies. I don't need any daycare help. What are you asking me right now? Yo, when I tell you, we got into it. Yes, baby, we got into it. Damn near the blows, okay? Oh, yeah, he had to get the heck up out of my house. He was talking shit, all that. I do not care, okay? So I need to do a whole, God willing, I got bigger battles. He's not, but for me, I would do a video because people need to know what people are capable of. So I have the messages showing that what he asked me on Facebook. And in my response, because I wasn't even paying no attention when he said it. I just, was answering quick, like, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, saying, but, or paying attention to it. It didn't ring, but, when somebody asks you a weird question twice, or, what I'm saying? I was like, oh, hell no, I went off. So, yeah, I went off. Oh, yeah. So that was that. Okay. So that was that. Whatever. But my goal here tonight, this morning, is to raise awareness of the corruption and the crime. It ain't even, they're not even lawfully here. You know what I'm saying? The Syracuse City Police are not lawfully here. And this is why they need to be taken down. You have people in a community that want rank and power. And I don't get what the power would be in harassing somebody's mother that you already wrong. You know what I'm saying? So it just seems fun at this point. It's like terrorism, and it is terrorism. All right. And I'm sitting here minding my business, not bothering a soul. You understand? And here comes Syracuse City police officers telling the medical emergency because, that's what's going on. So now tomorrow, when business hours are open and stuff, I got to now contact the city council members. Not that they have any power. They're just as fake as the police, right? Right? If you look at jurisdictionally, they're just as fake as the police. Then one of the other officers that were here, just to bring this up real quick, he had the flashlight. They knew exactly where I were. They had the flashlight going, so I had my phone going, yeah, I'm here watching your goofy asses. You know what I'm saying? So I was like this when they were coming up my steps. Okay? So we didn't call the police. So they got what is it called? The scanners. They're listening to calls being made. The medical emergency system that I have, they are supposed to send somebody. Now the officers are trying to get their stories together right now as we speak, saying that somebody called them from this house. That's impossible because if I'm in here with my dogs and we're minding our business, right, our Black business, how was it that we called the police at this number? Okay? So now they're going to have to prove what they just said because the 911 operator just lied and said somebody called inside of this house. Okay? And I want to give you guys, what do you call it? I had like a premonition. All right? A little bit of a dreamer here. spiritual, right? So I was in my house sleep. When I tell you I got a covering or something around me, I believe with my whole heart, I don't care if bad stuff happened or not. But let me tell you something. It was in this house. I was minding my business sleeping. When I tell you I woke up so fast, boom, and a voice was saying, the police are in your basement. That's exactly what I got. The police are in your basement, okay? A couple of weeks prior to that, I got to get the videos and start uploading. I don't know if because I had it on Facebook, right? The officer confronted me right here. And I thought he was going to shoot. When I was just holding the camera, like, go ahead. Because that's going to be the last thing this world going to see. Syracuse City Police yet again doing a crime. Okay, so that was that. Just a couple of weeks ago, okay? So, and then a few days prior to that, the police, I think, hired somebody's children and paid them to come and climb on my window, okay? To climb on my garage, okay? And look through the window, okay? So the window is open. It's a weird screen, so I haven't got a curtain, but there's a tree. But on top of it is the garage. And the police were, I believe, in my belief, okay, hired some kids to come on the garage and climb and look in. So I had about 2 kids in the video that you can see on my roof of my garage. And near the roof was like a window. So I'm like, so I come and I go upstairs because I'm like, how are they going to explain it? So now they're trying to frame me by saying I had kids here doing what? 2 male kids and come in trying to break into my house out of the weird. For what? Ain't nothing in this house. Okay? Nothing is in this house. So what are they going to say? Okay? So they hurt my kids. So now they're trying to say I hurt a child. Listen, those kids have never seen me before a day in their life. They don't know each other. You know what I'm saying? So do you know how sick you got to be to do shit like that? This is why we have to watch our kids. We have to take better care of our kids because when they're hungry and don't have what they need, they are up for hire, basically. Okay? I don't know if they went to the kids' school and found these kids or saw them walking and gave them, $20, $10, $5. You know what I'm saying? God forbid $1. You know what I'm saying? To do that stupid crap. So that's how it seems desperate at this point. Officer DeWall, he's over 6 foot. He ran his goofy big butt to that car quick and slid. So when the other officer came to the car, because the first 3 were running through the gate right here, coming through, looking around like, oh shit, who called? What's going on? Yeah, you're being recorded, okay? You're being recorded. You, Syracuse City Police, are not welcome here. And calling for supervisors only a formality because the supervisor, the police chief is liable. And them not coming or them delaying the call or them ignoring my calls. Do you know from 2023 June when they hired people to attack me, they were inciting a riot, trying to get the whole block. Okay? So I got all these people at the house like, what are you talking about? The lady, I said, she right here. They're like, what? I'm trying to move. I tell my 91-year-old friend that I'm moving, and she was irate. Now, I want you to know she has a history of this. I didn't know. I had never needed help from her a day in my life from knowing her for these 20 years. So I'm like, what is going on? We went to the hospital. She had got COVID. Well, that's what they told me. I don't know what's going on. But see, she would go when she got mad at you. She would tell you, I'm going to the hospital. If she feels abandoned, okay, she has behavioral issue. I come back from the store, she's throwing trash all over. And I was only supposed to move next door. That's why it was so much stuff in the basement to just go when I tell you directly next door. It just became a big ass ordeal. And I'm like, allegation after allegation. I haven't left the house. So it was time periods that I would record. I wouldn't even leave alive. I would just record. So if they say at 8:01 that I was doing something, look, I'm live. So at 8:01, I was live. You can watch the live and review it later and see at 8:01, I didn't leave this room. Okay? It got so bad at that house with the allegations, and I didn't care about the people coming in the house. I'm like, good, visit her. You know what I'm saying? I had called the police one time because she would call me from my former house telling me this happened, that happened, this happened. So man, so I called the police and requested them to do a drive-by to her house, check up on her. Okay? So that can be noted. You know what I'm saying? I was faxing the police that even though they kidnapped my kids and tried to kill me, I still was making sure my sister, you know what I'm saying, was good. She wasn't my sister by blood, but I met her, you know, during my religious walk. So that's what I considered her as. Okay. And she had, you know, she had a behavior issue. So she wasn't, what do you call it? She was cognitive and in her right mind to the better than me. Okay. Better health than me. She was just, I didn't know she was diabolical. And the city council knew about her. The common council, knew about her and knew of her history of being a child abuse, all kinds of shit. And then I found out she was killing the animals. She, you know, she's calling she'll call like 10 of us that she know from various places, her family and stuff. And will say, oh, she had cats in the basement. She was killing cats and I saw her lure a cat in. So I'm calling Shirley because I'm staying with her. So I don't know what the hell going on. So I'm like asking Shirley questions. I said, did she kill her husband? I was like, what's that? Why are you letting me stay here, friend, when you could have let me stay with you? And she stayed a hop and a skip from her, okay? I didn't even need to stay there. I said, I could at least left my stuff there. You could have, I had people that told me they were my friends that I've helped, okay? Get their kids back, get out of jail, all this shit, okay, that I've helped. And they wouldn't help me. Everybody stole from me and wanted stuff. Okay? I had a rude awakening in December 2022. All right, that was really cold, Syracuse City Police. And now we find out that there's no eviction. There was never no papers filed. I never owed the landlord any money. Okay, so now that's an issue that should be still getting investigated, right? Yeah. Y'all just put me through a hardship for nothing. And now 3 o'clock in the morning, June 17, 2023, y'all come to Rochelle Moretta Brooks' home, harassing me, trying to kill me, okay? That officer was at the door trying to get in the door, okay? And my dog stayed telling me to get your ass up there at the door, okay? I mean, she was ready. She stood up. Her body language was perfect. She let me know that they was not gone, okay? So when I got able to be quiet to get to the door, you know what I'm saying? Then that was that. So that's why I am going to make sure I stay with guests and who are running their cameras. You get what I'm saying? Because this is what I got to deal with. Now, if I get jumped by 4 or last time it was 16 officers that I could count and see. It was more officers that came. It was some female officers that came. But at the time of the attack or them breaking in, when Officer Crystal broke in and the supervisor was talking crazy and talking shit, I'm not giving you no shoes. You ain't open the door. I don't have to open my door for nobody, okay? When you are summoned or you summon the police, you're supposed to call law. There is a federal contract saying that the Syracuse City Police has been giving federal consent to act, even though it's not legal. But being that there's a contract, right, and they're in receipt of funds, they have to be in good faith. Tonight, what they just did this morning, was not good faith. What they've been doing, as long as I can remember, let's say from 15 to 16, I ain't gonna explain this. And then the fact that it's 3 o'clock in the morning, only 4 of them, 3 whites and 1, I don't know what Officer Duvall is. I don't know what he considered himself. His boss told me he considered himself as black. If you say so, I ain't debate nobody's so-called hearsay, race or whatever he considered himself to be. But I know a white male officer telling me that a non-white officer is black, and I don't believe that to be so. I believe him to be Latino to descent, or something to that effect. Because he was talking about his homegirl, the EMT, when the lady I stayed with made a phone call on my birthday, February 12th, stating that I wouldn't come downstairs. So she would call 911 on me for not coming downstairs. Okay, I was leaving. She had just came home from the hospital like 5 o'clock that morning. The paramedics came at 10:30, 10 o'clock. She came home at 5. I had cooked her something to eat, shared my food. 6 o'clock. It was 4 hours later. That's all I remember. So she came in at 5 from the hospital, and she cannot sit still. So I've already hung out with her, asked her what happened, asked her if she wanted to complain. She's trying to get pain medicine. She had already got paid medicine. I did all these things that a friend is supposed to do. Make sure she had her medicine, make sure she had care services. She abused all of it. Mistreated the staff, threatened the nurse. So the nurse left. Okay, they said we're gonna what she said? She said they're gonna terminate her her services. And so, you know, the lady downstairs was this that she was talking big shit. I'm gonna cut you. She's threatening this woman. So I was like, okay. I said, well, what about psychological evaluations? Anything like that? And she was like, yeah, she may need that. No, she's always been like that. Okay. The reason why I believe she got away with it is because she had income. Okay. She had a lot of income. She had won a lottery, had won some money, and just had good friends and the right places. You understand what I'm saying? When I got there, she told me a cab driver had did something to her. Before I get into that, I had noticed her behavior with men and just the staff, anybody that come to help her. The food delivery guy, she had, you know, she had a behavior issue. That's all I can classify that. She has a behavior issue, and it has never been unchecked. She did have a sister that used to, you know, I was told that everybody would call, and then she would get her straight. Like, you know, if she told her to do something, then she would stop. Okay. And her other sister, she wasn't so scared of, so she would tell her other sister, Mary, like, shut up, cuss her out. And I didn't even know she cussed until I got into the house. She made sure to let me know that she cussed, that she wasn't going to change. And, you know, she was just bored. So I tried different tactics. Well, let's go out to the store. So I would burn out all my money trying to get her out the house. Like, let's go. And she would take all day in the store. Not take all day, but she would, you know, she would go into the store. And it took a long time for the cabs, you know, and then she would, you know, now I'm worried about her behavior, because if she gets bored, she might act out. And lo and behold, she would act out. Telling me the lady stole the receipt. I said, I'm not, what you want me to do? Beat the lady up? No. I said, I asked the store person, I said, can I get another receipt? They said, no, we don't have another one. This woman is showing out the whole time the receipts she has in her hand. Okay, she has a receipt. I guess she had it cleared up, covered it up. She wanted me, what you want me to do? I'm not fighting nobody. Come on, you know. So when she did that, that's when I started paying attention. She would go in the store, pretend like she was feeble and weak. And then I was walking through the store, and then she like let my arm go, like, bitch, get off me. And then she started walking through the store with the cart by herself. Okay? She was in better shape health-wise than me, and was walking up the steps better than me. I didn't know at the time that all this was going on, that I had been poisoned. Okay? Now on top of all of this, brain cancer, lung cancer, all these heart issues, and they had already poisoned me, okay? So I'm gonna tell people, any bad men or women out here, if you've done all this to somebody and they're still resurrected out here in this world, okay? And they have not yet died or expired. Now I was close to it. I didn't know I had knee problems going up the stairs. I was like, I can't walk up the steps. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm being poisoned, illegally dragged from my home in the snow, forced to move now. You know what I'm saying? No judge, no hearing, no nothing. Everybody was just violating. The landlord had been overpaid, my rent, my utilities, everything was overpaid. And I'm out of my house. That was crazy. So that was crazy. And they already knew they had poisoned me and you know, all this stuff. The doctors medically neglected me, not giving me antidotes for the poisoning, doing surgeries on me, knowing that I had poisoned blood, all these issues. So, yeah. But that has been my life. And when you see people who have gone through all these things that I've gone through, especially from the bad guy's perspective, okay? You guys who are conspiring and doing all this stuff, at some point, have you ever thought, like I read in the book where, what was his name? I forgot his name. But there was a guy, I think was a teacher of Paul, and they were talking about killing the apostles and stuff. And he said, well, telling the so-called church people, right? Telling them, like, listen, if you believe these people to be something, then you'll be fighting against God, right? If they are, in fact, doing a godly thing, right? But if they are not, you won't even have to, if they're not doing a godly thing or doing something bad, you won't even have to move your hand, okay? To get you know, them to go away from you. You know what I'm saying? Or something bad to happen to them for their wicked deeds. Okay? I gotta get that scripture because that's what this reminds me of. You guys have poisoned me. Doctors have tried to assault me when I tried to go and get treatment after the Syracuse City Police hired people to attack me in my house, in my bedroom. Okay, I just woke up. So it was around noon because I'd be up all night. So let's say if I go to bed around 5 when they start getting light out, she goes downstairs at 7. So I may have went to bed at 7. Woke up at 12. Okay? And I get on the phone with Shirley, trying to figure out our game plan. You know, just talking to her, letting her know, like, you know, and it got so bad with the police that she called 911 and then they had to acknowledge her phone call. When I call 911, they don't come. Okay? We call 911 through my emergency services and they refused to take my 911 call. Okay? They told the emergency services representative to have me call them. And I said, I'm not calling the police. Are you crazy? I called the police before. The police came and kidnapped me and took me to jail September 20th when I had somebody breaking into my house. So I just got into this house, wasn't really able to do a lot of the repairs and stuff because my money was funny, okay? So I had to pay for this, pay for old debts my sister owed in this house, trying to catch up, paying for storages, paying for shit to make sure if I have to leave here quickly, then certain stuff is just where it needs to be. So that's what I was doing at that time. Now I'm trying to get acclimated, and I just started recently for, you know, letting the dogs go outside, right? And that's when I noticed that I was being stalked, okay? So Officer DeVaul saw me come into the doorway, whether it be taking the trash out or that day I was taking the dog out. And I look before I come out just to make sure there's no other dogs, you know, and stuff like that. Stray animals walking around. So, you know, I don't want nobody, no animals attacking my dogs or anything like that. So that's what I was doing. So lo and behold, I came out, moved the trash can, came back up the stairs. By the time I turned around, okay, not long walking on, maybe less than a minute, okay, to move the trash can so I could block the doorway. And Officer DeVaul was right there on the side, the same side that they are trying to gain access into tonight, this morning. Okay, the door has locks on it, so, you know, I have a few minutes to make the appropriate call. But this is the issue. If I call 911 about police officers, there should be a division available. My understanding, and the division I've been calling and reporting stuff to, is LEMIO, Law Enforcement Misconduct Investigation Office, right? So I've already did a complaint, two or three. Excuse me. And they have not came through yet. I haven't gotten any investigators calling me. They have me grab this and I sent it, and still no response, right? So what is the issue? New York State? That's the problem. We're calling the bad people to help us when I'm supposed to call the FBI. But guess what? The FBI does have a dispatch unit, but it's not published to the public. So I have to literally wait till business hours for them to call. We have to fix that, okay? Because all is giving, what they keep doing is giving all these fake entities power to act federally when they don't have federal power. You can't just go around deputizing random ass people, okay? Okay, I don't like this person here, I'm gonna deputize you, buddy. Here, I'm swearing you in, you gonna do what I tell you? And I'll let you get away with shit you ain't supposed to do? All right, boom, you know, that's all they're doing. No power, no authority, and the authority and power comes for us. So these 4 officers need to be removed immediately. Immediately. I was minding my business. Wasn't bothering nobody. So now I'm waiting for a supervisor to come. And that's funny. The officers that were here ran up, trying to come out, police, get your ass, corrupt, criminals. You're not police. The minute anybody, whatever position you are, the minute you decide to do corruption, you have just stripped yourself from your title. Okay? You have just put on the police uniform. I mean, the jail uniform, the federal jail uniform. Okay. I have no trespassing sign, so why would an officer be twisted at my door? And then 911 operator, okay, was already on the bullshit. Then I said, well, who called you? I can't get that out. Yes, you can. If somebody in this house called you, then you have to give me the number, because who called you? Who called you? Everybody in the household was asleep. Okay? So the 911, see? So now 911 operator got to go. We have another issue. So, see what I'm saying? I can't. It's just nonstop compiling claims. I do one, wait for the response. They don't respond. That means they're corrupt and equally criminal and RICO. So now we have to go to the people, because this is getting out of hand. And I don't mean to be talkative, but remember the supervisor is supposed to come for these officers. You should have saw how Officer Duvall ran his big butt. Slow as hell, looks like Shaggy running, but without Scooby. He ran in the car, hopped in the car from the front seat, but then slid on the other side. Okay? Because when the white officer got in the car, all right? He got in the car, he waited a minute, and then he got in. Okay? So the video is clear as shit. You see a big ass, goofy ass Officer Duvall running into the car, the front seat now, okay? Okay. And then all of a sudden, the white officer goes to the same side and get the car. Okay, okay. Yeah, so premeditated like a mug. They need to just stop. At this point, Syracuse City Police, you guys did the crime. You made a full confession. Tried to make a partial payment to me. You did what I alleged. You did everything. You are totally and solely responsible. But because the people who have allowed you to run amok and have failed to act, they are now liable. And this is why it's a federal tort action now. Okay? Because things that could have been stopped, they didn't do it. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. So now I'm recording, going live. You see the three white officers looking at the window, trying to figure out what where I'm at and who's recording, how many people, Yeah. Excuse me, I get some tissue. So, yep, this is my day. This is my day. People don't believe that I've been going through stuff. And I want to say this for people that watch YouTube videos and stuff. That's just not. At this point, you got to know that I come with receipts when I can, but because of stuff like this, had they had broke in and the dogs didn't have enough time, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or if I got rid of the dogs or had to get new dogs, they did try to steal my dogs too. So yeah, that was crazy. But anyway, when someone is reporting to you, it is in your best interest to believe the person who is telling the story. Okay? At this point, because the police and the government and people that should be doing their job have failed us so bad that I would believe anybody first before I believe an official, or especially police, because there's too many cops that have done what these cops just trying to do tonight. Now, what the hell could I have done worthy of 4, 6, as long as what I could see, okay? With 4 officers coming, okay? What would and be worthy for death or what they were trying to do to me, okay? Most likely rape, beat my ass, then kill me, and then set me up with a gun again. They tried to shoot me last time with my kids and say, I shot my kids, and then they shot me. They came when they arrested me on July 28th, 2017. July 25th, excuse me. July 25th, 2017. They tried to, they were making false claims. So somebody, while I was in jail, being kidnapped in a fake ass jail, was in my house setting me up. They had gunshots in the house. And that 911 operator said somebody called, okay? Someone called. Nobody called them. So I said, what's the reporter's name? Oh, nah. I was on the phone with the third party, and my medical device has camera rolling, okay? So that has footage rolling right now. You know what I'm saying? Listening to every word I'm saying. So why would I be worthy of that kind of assault? 4 men Okay, and the fact that they sexually assaulted me in their at 555 South State Street, I guess they're gonna do it again. Late night, all men, for what? Then they like last time they tried to bring a woman around to, you know what I'm saying? Why you keep coming in my house? And the last time I went to jail or were kidnapped, right? And at Syracuse City Police officers, I'm the victim calling for police assistance because people are trying to come in my house. It's my sister and her friend breaking and entering, okay? Because she thought she was going to tell me she's the landlord, give her just this ignorant stuff, okay? Ignorant shit. So we don't have no history of her bullying me in the movie. We're not gonna now, you know. So that's what my mind is. And at the time, you got to realize that I was poisoned, okay? The doctors were purposely giving me pills that were killing me, purposely. And I'm over here weak, and I'm trying to get it together. But the guy just was, I'm telling you, my sister harassing me made sure I didn't go to sleep, because had I had slept the way I wanted to, that means the lady I was staying with, Sister Eula, and my twin sister, right, showing their asses and all this, you know, various drama that was coming to this house. Had that not happened, right, I most likely would have succumbed to the poisoning. So it took a little while. I went to the ER, then the ER doctors injected me with something, my arm swelled up, all kinds of shit was going on, okay? So I'm like, oh, I reported that immediately, okay? Tried to attack me and everything. So this has been a group effort. So I know for a fact that I definitely don't want to die in Syracuse, New York, okay? I definitely don't want this to be my last place of residency, and I definitely don't want Syracuse, New York to do any of my autopsies, okay? So I've already expressed that, and I'm expressing it here. The city of Syracuse, as it sits right now, okay, is corrupt and needs instant intervention, okay? Federal intervention. I mean higher than FBI, okay? Because the FBI can sit back and just roll the dice and then now want to play dumb when the liabilities are on them, okay? You are liable, United States of America, okay? You are liable. We have entrusted, well, not we, okay, but they got hired under the guise that they were going to do right. You know, you hired these agencies, the postal office is hired and supposed to do right, right? And get federal funding and contract and consent and certain powers and privileges because they are allegedly acting right, right? The tax agencies are supposed to be honorable and acting right, correct? Yeah, so they must act accordingly or else they are RICO, corrupt, and should be shut down. It's no different than the police. They should be shut down. But they can't act right. So I'm just sitting here minding my black business, me and my dogs. And here come the police at the side of the house, and at the front door trying to do like a raid. Now they're running, you know, so that's a problem. We have a problem. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep a recording going so that way my record is sure and true. I have been harassed, woken up out of my sleep by male officers who are rapey as hell, okay? I never seen no shit like this in my life. Rapey ass officers. English. So I'm trying to just, you guys know the gist of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show that the Syracuse City Police just tried to illegally break into my house and enter again, okay? They've picked a side that they want to try to break into, and it's this side here. It's on this side of the house. It's like a second door. and it's like a balcony. Okay, so so they were trying to come into this door here, and then the officer came to the front door. Okay, so this door here. So they were at the door trying to gain entry. And then there was more because I have several doors, right? So you come in the kitchen and there's doors here, okay? So there's door. Then they sent some kids here a couple of weeks ago. They hired some little kids to climb up on my driveway and look through the window. So they were trying to look out the layout. So they're stalking me, trying to figure out an entry point. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to let this be known right now. Anybody break into this house, I am going to defend myself, okay, this time, okay? I sat here and let somebody assault me because I knew that, you know, fighting back or even winning a fight, you know what I'm saying, would be detrimental because they're going to keep coming, especially I didn't have no backup housing at that time. This is it, okay? So unless I get a lawsuit cashed out to me like I should have been, and I would have been up out of here, okay, me and my kids would have been bye-bye, you know what I'm saying? But as it sits, I got to sit here and stand my ground, and I am. Stand your ground means it's going to be to the death, okay? So Officer Duvall and the other 3 white officers that I saw that was in the camera rushing to the front of the house right here. They'd be rushing through right here, this part, trying to identify themselves, but I knew better than open the door. If they already just try to break in here, why am I going to open the door to the men that are trying to break in? I got to worry again about being sexually assaulted and raped by these 4 fucking male officers, right? And murdered and abused and shot. Do you know that the officer that can be seen in my video that's named on YouTube that I went viral with, I had, the video is named Faith Brooks -07-28-17, okay? It took 3 days to get that video of my kidnapping and my kids kidnapping up because my name, every time I try to use Rochelle Brooks or anything, it wouldn't go through. So I had to use my child's name to upload the video because my phone was hacked, all kinds of things, okay? Oh, they have gotten super, super criminal. They wiretapped my house. My Wi-Fi has been hacked, and I knew something was up because just like now I'm talking and the Wi-Fi just stops. How? I paid my bill, okay? So my phone was shut off, my lights was cut off, all kinds of shit, okay? And I had to advocate and get my stuff on. So that was May 1st. May 1st, they cut my power off illegally, okay? And I got all kinds of health issues as a result of medical indifference, intentional poisoning, intentional lack of care, okay? So I just recently got medical alarm system for myself. You understand? And I pressed it, and the officer was at the door. So when I heard him run down the steps, then I pressed it. I was trying not to make noise because if I had did it when they came, they would have, who knows? You know what I'm saying? So now today they are aware that I have cameras rolling and emergency systems, So they're gonna have to revamp. So they've been cutting the power off, and tapping my phone services. I had paid my phone bill. My phone was cut off for 1 penny. That it wasn't due. I paid the complete bill, and it was cut off for a penny. Then it got cut off again, stating that I didn't pay it. So I know you think I'm lying, but I paid the bill, and now you didn't get the money. Okay. All right, so this is a high grade case because I am in fact suing the United States. I did a tort action. My witness was uncooperative, and she wasn't a good friend, so I just left her alone. And she got mad, and then when the federal agents contact her regarding my case, she tells me on voice message, because I was blocking her. I got a lot of stress, and when you go to somebody who is telling you that they're your friend, and you're talking, and they're talking to you like one of the bad guys, I don't have time for that. So I had to distance myself, and that's what I did. So she kept bugging me here. Called like, what is your obsession? Is this entertainment? And like all the friends that I've had were older than me, okay? 91, 86 or 87, all of them were older. I didn't fit in really with people my age. So older people seem to be wiser and more calmer. And I've always hung out with old people, even from a kid, help them clean up and go about my day to give me would give me like little prayer books and stuff. And I thought that was the most awesomest thing. And I get up into my adult years and I've done work that was like protective. Tried to do police training. My heart stopped at the police when I was doing the training, getting myself conditioned for my test. My heart stopped at the YMCA. My doctor would not treat my heart condition. And I just found out 2 days now, and this is the second full day, that I had a heart issue. All right, I didn't know that. I looked it up, and it said I had this heart issue from birth. So it's a congenital heart issue. So I told a friend what happened. I was like, oh my God. So it's untreated, okay, and from birth. And I believe that this kind of negligence was because they were trying to harvest me. And God saw fit to say no. So I had brain surgery in 2015. And then I saw some records. It was after the brain surgery that I saw, because I didn't know I wasn't feeling, you have brain surgery, you can't read the chart. I was hurt. So I forgot what year when I started having to fight for my kids. So let's say anywhere from 2018 to now, to last year, that I saw that it was last year when I found out that I had been poisoned. September 2023, I found that I was poisoned. September 2023, I had been kidnapped by Syracuse City Police again. Okay, again. Oh, and the case was dismissed, but they tried to do an ACD. I said, no, ain't no ACD. I'm the victim. How you gonna call a report against the defendant? Are you serious? The district attorney told me that there was no case filed. So this was a full-fledged kidnapping, okay? Full-fledged kidnapping. And then they were trying to feed me something. This fat white guy came in with a regular, I think I heard that they're now using like fast food trays. I wasn't used to that. I've never seen no jail use no fast food to go tray. So I was like, oh, first of all, I wasn't going to eat. I really want to eat in jail. Get me out. I'll eat when I get home. So I got out the same day. The man pretending to be the judge didn't even have a robe on. It was a lawyer that I had filed a claim against. I'm suing. So I thought that was interesting. I said, oh, okay. Y'all really just don't give a damn no more. Okay. So what my job duty is now is to try to tell you guys what I did, how I did it, what my disposition was, and you should be following suit. The only thing is with winning your cases, you get retaliation. So you, if you can have friends and family around you and support, do it. Okay. Because when you're alone, you have to be strapped with surveillance, Wi-Fi, backup Wi-Fi, because they will come in and cut the power off, right? Maybe I thought May they were going to try me, but I gave May a run for its goddamn money. So now June, here we go. So now June they tried me. So that's how that's going. So wee hours of the damn morning, I got to sit here and allegedly wait for a captain to come regarding his officers for him, running in my property. And then there is a no trespassing sign on my property because of this. So they were not here lawfully. I did not call them. So when the emergency unit told me that they called for assistance, because I had to tell her the truth. I know it sounds far-fetched, but I'm telling you the truth. All right. And that woman, it's funny. The woman was, of course, a melanated woman. And she believed every word I said. And she was respectful and kind and patient. And she stayed on the phone till I decided to call. Because I said, why would I call the police? And the police are the ones that just tried to hurt me and were breaking my house. So you want to send the officers that did it? I said, no, we need to have these superiors. So the police chief, and I said, preferably the FBI or the state police, somebody higher than Syracuse. It has to go above them. And when a police officer does crime, if it's a sheriff, then you want to call the attorney general. But guess what? The attorney general's office is not open right now, right? So the only agency that can help with the federal person that I am would be what? The FBI, okay? None of these other agencies should be here. None of these people. The U.S. Marshal can go ahead and pick up warrants and shit like federal U.S. Marshal. But the city marshal, Syracuse City Marshal, participated in a fraud. breaking in my house, okay, on December 12th or 13th of 2022, which led to me being homeless, even though my rent was paid, okay? Overpaid rent, overpaid utilities, I mean by thousands. And now I get my voucher back, I win my case, I do all this stuff and I win. And you see what the repercussion is? You see what it looks like to win? You'll still get harassed. So then I'm calling on the public for support and help, because the agencies that are in place that are supposed to be doing their job don't do their job. And this is why I decided to get into office. But my belief with Officer Duvall and all the other officers who were melanated, they were, I seen like Indian people, Spanish people partaking in the crimes against me and my children, which I thought was crazy. And when I went and got deposed, I thought it was crazy when I seen a bona fide African woman sitting in front of me with the lawyer and then the scriber, the woman typing, just all women questioning, and the white woman who was questioning me, she was, asking questions and like, well, what's the damage? And what do you mean? What damage? My heart, you stole my kids. And I went off. So I'm trying to still, even to this day, get the video, and they will not, right? And they did not do my disposition lawfully. She told me I couldn't bring nobody. That's not true, okay? I wasn't allowed to ask any questions to the other side. The other party wasn't there. And if she works for the city, then she's the other side. You understand? So it was a conflict. So it just wasn't proper. But I just wanted to get the video because they questioned me. And I guess I did well because she wanted to know if BLM helped me with my questions for disposition. And I'm like, how the hell can anybody know what questions you're going to ask me? How could I prepare for the theft of my kids? You know what I'm saying? Like, who could prepare for that? Who could prepare for almost being murdered June 17, 2024 at 3 o'clock in the morning and raped and everything else? Okay. I guarantee you these officers are rapists like a motherfucker. I got arrested and that's exactly what they did. Sexually assaulted the shit out of me. And I went and reported it. And it was complaint number 99 on police.org. Police dot, the little period, ORG. Complaint number 99. Okay. I told the truth, okay? And under penalty of perjury, right here, right now, Rochelle Moretta Brooks is telling the truth, absolute truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God, all of them, everywhere, all your power, okay? Ancestry.com, I'm telling the truth. Sitting here minding my business, and these cops decide to be rapists and terrorists, home invaders, okay? Trespass to land and property. My person, my peace, human rights violation. All right. I have a right to the pursuit of happiness. I have a right to go out of my house and not worry about coming home and somebody done broke in. These officers up here trying to size up my door to see how easy it is to get in. Okay. They're going around the side. They're going around the back. They had my house circled. They were around this mug. Then when I called the police, I didn't call the police, excuse me. I hit my medical alarm system, and then the 911 people here told them to have me call. I said, that doesn't make sense. Why would I have to call when I'm calling now? I said, that's what you're for. You can make the report. I just testified to you what's going on. And that's all you could relay. Officers are committing a crime. That's it. That's it. On this woman's property. I know it's officers that I've already reported. Okay. So yeah. And then lo and behold, here come Officer Duvall running. He ran right here in this little area where you see, jumped in that little truck, police SUV style, and got in the car, didn't pull off. And I guess he scooched over to the side or to the back because I was like occupied. And then the other officer, white male, got in, and he rides with the white officer. I don't know who are paired up, who he's usually paired up with. But yeah, they try to ride. And I've been watching them ride past my house all this week, And when I get the dogs out, I don't normally have the phone, but I see now, I'm going to make sure my medical device is there because it's recording video too, audio and video, okay? So That was one thing I noticed about it, that, yeah, they upgraded this. Yeah, and it goes where I go. So if I have it on, it will record video, audio, and be able to at least get somebody on another line saying, this happened. So I know now, being that they definitely tried to attack me today, that I'm going to make sure that my device has, next of kin, because who knows how they're going to, freezer lock my body and say just Jane Doe or put me as a male or whatever. They're wicked as hell. So I'm going to make sure that I have next of kin attached to this. So when I call, then another relative will get a call, whether or not they answer or not, will be able to, just take care of my final wishes. And that's why I've been trying to make sure my stuff is tight. And if I don't get it done, no worries. When you die, ain't nothing, what else can you do? I did my best. Just know that. I stayed in honor. I did my best. I speak to my kids every day. I love them very much. I love my son. My son just turned another year older yesterday, and he was kidnapped by his father. His father, uncle, was a Syracuse City police who actually tried to screw me. And I didn't do shit like that. He stopped me walking up, and put his light trying to blind me. And I'm like, wait, yeah. So I didn't know if that was the reason why I didn't get as much justice, but a lot of it was because I didn't sleep with the lawyers and all these other, I wasn't doing that shit. So what I look like. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff. So now you get older, you're like, okay, so y'all should be over this right now. So I really think it's that buck breaking mentality where they just want to break a person they think is loudmouth, which I've never been loudmouth. There's no nice way to say this. There's not a nice way to say certain shit. When you are in pain or you're like, I was going through poisoning, body failure type shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was just trying to get help. A squeaky wheel gets the oil. You understand? So if my voice bothers you, you are free to leave. If my pain bothers you, you are free to leave. And I need to say this because I noticed some of my videos got attached or got reused, and people claiming that they were this and that. Listen. I've seen random poor men and women on the street that got help. So you're making a video, remaking my videos, talking about the so-called blacks or whatever issues, whatever video uses of my likeness or whatever. It should be for helping. Okay, I'm on here to get help, get ideas, get support, and get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not a safe area for me at this time. I remember one time I was trying to get my gun license, right? Because that's what I need. Good warning shot, right? But anywho, I went down to the sheriff's office to get the paperwork, even though constitutionally you don't have to do that shit. You want a gun, get a gun. But you know what that means. But you have a right to get a gun. That's why they allow you to get like shotguns and shit you don't need license for, because you really don't. You know what I'm saying? What these officers just did this morning was home invasion. They attempted murder, conspiracy to do these things. You understand? They had no reason here. And for the 911 operator, okay, 911 is a part of this shit. So if I call 911 with a health emergency, I am not going to get health services. You understand? When I went to the hospital, they tried to murder me. So even the medical team who has hurt me is irate, okay? So the election is coming up. I signed up for the federal election, right? Yeah. So it's not going to be too much longer before somebody take notices of me again. And I'm going to tell my truth while I can. You know what I'm saying? And this right here just is crazy. I can't wait to replay the part of Officer Duvall running from the side of my house. Okay? And he was on my steps trying to get to my door. All right? So now I got to call the landlord and report what happened. And yeah, just let them know that they're trying to make sure this goes down. So this is witness tampering. So now I got to call the FBI. I got to report to the Attorney General, okay? The Attorney General is the overseer of the Department of Justice. I don't know if you guys knew that, but yeah, you can look it up. I did. And it's just good to know the rank, okay? Yeah, but you see how quickly the officers are coming, right? They're not coming. The supervisor is not coming. Can you imagine if this was just a random act of a crime? They were not coming. You understand? So I'm trying to figure out who they say called, because whoever called don't live in this house. Okay, for Officer Duvall just to be bored, 3 o'clock in the morning, and my dog knew who that was. I said, that's him or either my sister. Who's going on? It's somebody she knew. Her body like she's like, this motherfucker back, man. They back. So I was like, oh shit. So I sat there and I watched, because part of me was just like, I got a damn t-shirt on, I'm asleep, laying down, and right here the problem. This is why I be trying to make sure my pattern of sleep is not, you stay up all night and then you try to sleep at daytime, and then you just try to rotate, because you never know. I come and let the dogs out, here come the cop, There come Officer Duvall, okay, particularly. I believe his badge number is 1052 or 1053. So what I need to do is I'll do a video of all the cops that were partaking in trying to kill me at the last residency. And on the cards, the police cards that I do have left, before and after my assault, attempted murder, assassination, will have like the report numbers. So if you see the report numbers, you can go and do a FOIA request to read for yourself what was going on. Okay? You can do a FOIA request. So that's what I was doing. And I think you might need the addresses. So if you ask me what was the addresses to do a FOIA request, I'll give you the addresses. What else? But I think the report numbers are on them. And then you can just do a quick little FOIA request. If you need the FOIA request link, I'll give you that. If you guys want to help me out and file a complaint with the Common Counsel or the Attorney General, the FBI, which would help me out, I'll give you the phone numbers, the fax, the emails that I have, and you can testify. You don't even have to see it. If you believe what I'm telling you, all right, then you can report it and ask them to investigate this matter, because this shouldn't still be happening. They have kidnapped my kids since 2017. They kidnapped my kids initially in 2016, okay? And these were court officers. They don't have no power to take my kids, but these men and this CPS worker kidnapped my kids in violation of the Social Security Act 1101 subsection D, which says nobody can take your kids, federal, state, or local agency, right? But I didn't know that at the time, and they were trying to hit me and everything. So I let my daughter Hope go because they were threatening to hit me, the court officers, right? All right, so 4 months passed. Linda Garrett is trying to make me go down on her. This is lawyer. This is counsel. Tip-top lawyers, okay? Hitchcock Legal Aid. Cocking up her fucking bare ass with her skirt, trying to make me go down on her in her office. Had the lights on. She was trying to get relax, okay? During business hours, bitch, at 10 in the morning. Who? What? So I had a male lawyer try to make me sleep with him in his office about my son. So I didn't do that. But I got joint custody back, but they made sure to do the opposite. They made me pay child support for my son against the father who had kidnapped my son, violating the court order. I gave him joint custody. I helped him pay the child support, all that. I paid it. It ain't helped nothing. You know what I'm saying? You kidnapped my child because you violated the relationship, bro, not me. So you want to be, you want to be outside, go outside, bro. I left peacefully. I didn't fight. It just was over. That's it. All right. So now you don't run in the streets. Now I'm good, bro. I'm good. So it'd be like moments like that back in, and I didn't have time for that. So the next day I ended up meeting my first husband. Did my little 5-year bid with him. Then shortly after that, we separated, divorced, all that. And then I meet the second husband. It was damn near back to back. You know what I'm saying? Did my bid with him. So I got back up here with the second husband because my son's father kidnapped my son. I told him I was moving to Ohio. I was military family, and that's what everybody was doing. They leave. The women that I noticed, they all went with their husbands after they left the military. I didn't do anything different or unique. that's how it goes. I went with mine. I kind of didn't want to, but I was just trying. I tried, and my experience, I would tell myself now not to do it. Listen to my gut. So if you're ever with a mate and you like, especially if he ain't got hard evidence of like residency and support, he lied about everything. Got me down in Ohio, didn't have housing. I'm like, we could have just drove back the next day and come back. The house was still available. Oh my God, but the landlord I stayed with, her name was Marilyn Payne, and she was a racist, and the military had sued her. Oh yeah. Yep, doing that landlord scheme. She told this Latino guy that her property wasn't for rent. And then a white guy called shortly after, and she said, here it was. So I ended up getting the apartment, and it was $300 a month, which was nice. And it was affordable, $300. I knew something was up. I'm like, why is it so cheap? I didn't want to ask her, but she was like, no, it's okay. And she had just got found guilty. So a news media person came to my house trying to see, and I'm like, I don't know who they were, and I didn't feel safe. I'm in somewhere where it's really, 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 really white and equally racist, And I'm up here with my black tail by myself on this farm with these racist people. I didn't know that she was racist till after, because I come over and she started crying, and I'm hugging her like, what's wrong? And the landlord is telling me, they tried to take my house. They said I was racist. So now she's hugging me, crying, face all red. And I didn't know what was going on. I hadn't known. So then she starts, her tenant started being racist, clearly. And it depends on which cop came. If it was a white cop, he would side with the tenants downstairs. And I'm like, I'm not even, what? They would just call about anything. You're walking. And I was like, wow, that is crazy. And then they told me to turn my TV off. I'm not doing that. Come on, cut it out. So if there was a white, a Latino, like any other nationality would come up there and be like, this is some bullshit, leave this woman alone. They would say that to me when they were non-white. Facts, okay? And when they were white, they would side with the lady. You better, I was like, what the hell? So it was just stuff like that. And me being young, I didn't know nothing, okay? I just knew it wasn't right. And it was frustrating, so I would call the military, even though I was leaving husband number 1 and dating husband number 2, okay? Husband number 1 just decided to be one of the biggest hoes. Oh my God, that man. But anyway, yeah, so I'm calling the military trying to get some guidance from JAG, and they was like, whoa, they're listening to my story, listening to what I was going through, and was like, we can't interject because we're suing her, okay, for that same apartment that you moved in. And if I would have went back to my first husband, I would have probably got a lot of little victories. But because he was too abusive, it was just, listen. When I tell you, believe me, okay? Because, yeah. And, yeah. So, I couldn't. I couldn't. So, yeah, that was that. So, that's just what it was. I had to take a couple of L's, and I went with the second husband to Ohio, and he, oh my God, I got drugged in the mud, y'all. And I had to still simultaneously going through that DV, domestic violence situation, and still get my ass up here to Syracuse to go and get my only child. Ain't no way I was going to sit back and just go through all that without my son. So I got back up here and never left again. And that's been that. I came and fought for my son, tried to get him, all kinds of stuff. It's just a long, drawn out story, and that's what I need to write down and definitely probably publish, because it is facts, okay? Factual. And my son's father just recently tried to give his little last statement to me, and it was very sweet and painful, bittersweet, because the real question is, why hurt a mother? I didn't have any vices, no drugs, no weed, nothing that they, like a addict would be like, I didn't have that. All I was I admired my only my son, our first child, and you steal him from me, and you didn't even want him. I could see if it was like he didn't nothing, no participation with that boy. It was like he was a pet to him. He dropped him off at his mother and go about his day, live his life, living a life. And allowing his other baby mom to discipline my child or mistreat my child, I thought that was cruel. Very, very cruel. I didn't expect that of him. So that was a disappointment because I just didn't get that. I didn't understand the method to that. I don't care who you with, but the child is off limits. You understand? Putting your hands or mistreating somebody's child, that's a major no-no. And this woman did that, and now she has kids and has boys. Yeah, see? So if somebody took and did what you did to my son, you would be calling the police and they'd be in jail, right? So bitch, you should be in jail. And then it's just a bunch of stuff. It's just a bunch of stuff. So yeah, he wanted to get back together, and for a time before he did that, we were going to, but this is a whole nother, that could be a whole nother story right there. There's like too many parts that need to be like fully explained because it's crazy. It's crazy. I can't believe I have lived this life. And it definitely should be on paper. The book of Rochelle, Rochelle Moretta Brooks, I want my full name on that mug, should be published, for real. It really should. So if there's any publicists who want to sit down and help me type, write, edit, and publish, I would love that, because my story good. It's good. It really is. So and I think a lot of you guys that publish or write probably should check out the whole film, because everybody got their own little portion version that should be added in, or sequeled in, like the Book of Rochelle or the Family, you know what I'm saying? Something like that, because yeah, it's interesting. And 2022, the end of it, December, I found out that I had all these friends I'm 46. So I known people at least 40 years from, when you're a kid and you start remembering people. So let's say I start noticing my oldest friend that betrayed me at least 40 years ago. Okay. Could be old, longer than that, but let's say 40 years. And then Sister Eula was 20. Shirley was 20. I met them at the same time. And to go, I had longtime friends, family, okay? And they wanted stuff. None of this stuff is going to come with you. People hacking my computers, participating in it, stealing my, I am giving it to the people for free. It doesn't make sense to commit a felony for something free, right? The reason why I had to start giving out, I was giving it out anyway. I was just trying to teach you before I get, like, here's the form. We're going to go through it. You're going to look at how I fill it out for you. Then you're going to read it so you understand what's going on, because I don't have a lot of, it doesn't take a lot of time to fill out a complaint, If you have a problem with the laws, what you do is you type in what you see on the paper that you don't understand, and you research it yourself to understand it. I can't make you understand, or overstand something. And I'm not going to sit here while I got kids that are missing and I'm, on my deaf door trying to teach some grown ass person. This is stuff they teach you, critical thinking skills, in school. When you see a problem, what do? You try to figure it out. You don't sit there and say, why is me? I don't, there are people that do that. And then the teachers will redirect you. I'm not doing that. If you are that dependent, lazy, entitled, then we are definitely not going to get along. And I've been in groups and with around people and organizations that want to ask a question. No, read. It's right here. I done put it all in there for you. You don't get there and sit and ask a question. I'm not about to do that. That's what Google is for. If I go to Google and figure out some shit, or Ask Jeeves and all the search engines that pull up, Yahoo, I forgot the other ones. What is it called? Firefox, whatever the search engines are. It depends on whatever you got. I use whatever one pull up. Okay? Don't give a damn. But at the time when I started getting information, it was from Google. Then I searched other places, and everybody pulls up different stuff, different sources, different helps. So that's how I move differently, okay? Because the minute I sit here and I say something which is a fact or truth, they try to stop me from using that source. So I use everything, everywhere, okay? And sometimes it's just certain common senses, but my teachings are just, what are your rights? Learn what your rights are. Learn what their bylaws are, what their tariffs are, what they can or cannot do, their jurisdiction, their power. They don't have any jurisdiction, so you're just sitting here talking to a wall, basically. Why would I have a cop come to me after cops just left? And then the cops that just try to break in are trying to talk to me? Yeah, okay. And then they didn't stay long. They knew what time it was. If you don't get the hell up out of here, y'all got to go to jail. God, go ahead and handle this, please. Ancestors, I need y'all. I need ancestry, okay? I need the roots here, baby, because I can't get no more honorable. You know what I'm saying? I can't get no more peaceful. You know what I'm saying? I can't get no more of that. For the last 30 days straight, and I've been in this house almost a year. They have been harassing me the whole time. Okay, now I just started paying attention to some of the what do you call it? Escalation. Okay, Officer Duvall, them riding by, they stopping down the street right here, backing up and stuff, just doing circles around the house. They've been circling, and then I had the dream, so it's gonna go off. It's gonna go down in this house. So I guess this is gonna be the house, because I had a whole dream. Okay, a whole dream. I mean, I got up quick. That voice said, "The police are in your basement. Get up, your police are in the basement." And then I'm gonna try to go through the messages, because I text my friend like, "Oh shit." I said, I just told him what the dream was. Like, oh shit. I said, it was clear as a bell. So the angels are camped around me. Syracuse City Police. All right. So y'all need to be mindful of putting your hands on God's people. Okay. His anointed. Keep your hands to yourself. And to those claiming to be the true children or all this other crap, listen, you don't, what they say? Real gangsters don't talk. You know what I'm saying? If you're about action, just do it. You know what I mean? If you're going to help. You making a video, and what I'm looking at it as, you're trying to clown me. And that's not how nobody that came in the name of God or any God acted. So you are out of order, okay? And all these religious groups that I've met, encounter, they are always the same. It's always the same thing. It's never just, we need Rochelle's help, or we got to ask Rochelle, how did she do X, Y, and Z to get, the results she did? And that's just that. I'd rather you just be just like that, just to the point. How did you do this, Rochelle? Oh, you did it that way? Yep, here, go. Okay, that's it. Don't come trying to find a reason to just nitpick or whatever. It just seems so pessimistic and irritates the hell out of me. You don't have any good in you. That's why you don't know how to ask for anything good. Okay, because your intentions is not good. So I'm not going to sleep with any of you guys. Me going to meet with the Israelites or something, telling me the first thing out of their mouth, not, sister, what happened to your kids? Are you okay? No empathy, nothing. Okay. And I'm walking in the snow being told that they'll help. They did not help. Talking about turn to the east. Nigga, what? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm here for a different situation. I contacted you ahead of time, and now you want me to join your cult and turn to the east, and you're not mentioning my kids, but you're mentioning who I'm supposed to be sleeping with. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Even Jesus with the woman by the well, they got into him asking her about her husband, but not like that, bro. And they recorded it, and I was so irritated with, like, see, this is what I'm saying. This is weird. And I contacted the 100 black men in Syracuse, sent in, because they were considering me right before my home invasion by Syracuse City Police. And now, I don't know, now they won't help. But I sent in information to help them, certain things that I learned, which I would give to anybody. So you ain't got to do nothing but ask me. And then tell your source. See, that's the problem. You got the people I was helping was not helping me. Just sharing. Syracuse Stole Faith and Hope. Sharing our story and just saying where they got the help from. So if you won a child support case, if you won and got out of jail, you should be saying, my kids' cause, my cause. Okay? Because that's the truth. And then I'm telling people now, let me say it now. When we kind of like fall off, or we have to part ways because you're not appropriate, I'm appropriate. Then I think to myself, like, well, a lot of it, especially the warrants I stopped, right? And I know, you're watching, which, the people I've helped are watching, and the bad guys and stuff too. But I get ready to the point where I don't want to, what do you call it? I don't want to it's just when you close a case out, when I get done with somebody, I close the case out. That's it, right? But then I'm like, when they start talking shit or trying to hack or whatever, then I said, well, maybe I should write a letter to the people that their adversaries, and let them know I'm no longer helping them. Just to let you know, okay? Do you know me writing shit like that to people that went against the people I've helped? That means that they now know that we don't have any kind of working relationship, or I'm done helping you. So you know, no protection means that they're gonna come back and start a new case because they know you couldn't do it without me. You understand? So those warrants, those 5 warrants in New York City that I beat, and you got to stay with your kids and see your new baby born. Yeah, you might need to tighten up. Okay, people that help you should be in the business of protecting that help. You say my lawyer beat the case or such and such, you should be more respectful to your help. And this is not a challenge. This is a fact. Okay, I'm not here to debate or argue or fight with nobody. This is a fact. One letter stating that I don't help such and such and such and such would have y'all going through what I'm going through. You understand? But no, I don't, because I really feel empathy for y'all. Y'all don't know. And I don't know everything either. I just know what I went through. Just like tonight, this is a whole nother lesson we're watching in the making. Thank God I just got this button, okay? Got this alarm system and shit. And whew, so now they're sizing me up. They're going to be riding around trying to figure out how to gain entry. So when you gain entry, all right, y'all, because 911 is a part of it, right? So that means I got to call a friend or have friends here so they can call from their phones, because 911 is doing some reverse George Floyd. Okay, police corruption, police murder, but there's not a crowd here. You know, everybody's calling. So when you see police doing shit online and in live, you know, in real time, or even if you've watched the old video, if you feel it hasn't been resolved correctly, especially unsolved crimes and stuff like that, you guys should be reporting this to the FBI. You can write it up. It's not hard. If you need claim forms to say like a witness claim form, yeah, they have civilian complaints all over the Department of Justice website. I think I did a lesson on that. I did. So you can go to my TikTok and watch that. You got to scroll down to the bottom because I did a whole bunch of lessons and then other little random videos and stuff. So yeah, because once you do the lessons or whatever you need to teach, ain't nothing else to say. But I think I'm gonna end because I don't believe the officer is gonna come, the supervisor, right? See what I'm saying? So when the police do a crime, their oversight doesn't come. You see this? And I can't wait to speak to the 911 division supervisors or oversight, because that woman said somebody from this house called 911. So I don't know if they're, what do you call it, patching my number in or doing some kind of call, something. And God was good, man. God was good tonight. God was good today. Yes, he's good every day to me. But I was really blessed to just to get things done. Just imagine, because May they cut my power off. And for the last, since I've been here, my internet has been wacky, not working like it's supposed to, you know, and I'm paying good money for my internet and my shit ain't working. Yeah. So this was a great thing that I was able to record simultaneously. So I'm just up here trying to record and keep everything on the up and up, because yeah, this is crazy. And as you guys can see or hear right now, and when you do watch this, you see the officer's response time is improper, right? I'm pretty sure the officers are scampering, trying to figure out how to cut the cameras or whatever. Yeah, so, and Officer Duvall opened his mouth on camera saying how they can alter the calls. So, yeah, that's no good. Yup. Excuse me, I had to blow my nose. Always something. Always something. Well, I'm at the end of Facebook, and I'm gonna end now. It's been over 2 hours now, and they didn't show. So, Faith, Hope, Eduardo, I love you. Like I said, if something happens to me, it's definitely the city of Syracuse, the state of New York, that is liable, and also the United States. So I give consent to someone to do an action on my behalf for my kids and my cause to get justice for Rochelle, Moretta Brooks, Faith and Hope, and Eduardo, okay? All right, thank you guys for your time when you do get on here and listen. Thank you.